everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Charlotte. I'm a Toronto realtor and interior designer, and for today's topic in my car today, let's look at the difference between pre-construction condos, resale condos, and assignments. So we'll look at it at a high level today just because I'm sitting in my car. I'm going to make a short video and there's so much more I can talk about this topic, but let's just spend the next 5 minutes looking at this and what's the big differences that you should know. So when you buy a pre-construction from a builder, you're essentially buying a contract because it's not up yet. You're buying this contract for a future building and a future unit that you're going to own 3 to 6 years from now. And you're going to buy it based on the floor plans and the renderings they're going to give you. It's going to be all pretty and stuff. But that's one of the big differences between a resale condo and a pre-construction because you're not getting it right now. It's a contract for a future unit. One of the big advantages of buying pre-construction is you're going to get a place that's completely new, never lived in. You're probably going to get the option to pick your finishes as it's under construction. And chances are the value of it will go up given the Toronto market, given how hot the market is in Canada and the immigration trends, all of that. The chances of it is that the value is going to go up from when you sign your contract until when it's finally up. When you buy a resale condo, obviously one of the biggest advantages of that is you're gonna get a place that you'll be able to move in right away instead of having to wait 3 to 6 years. The thing is, with waiting a few years, your lifestyle might change, your needs might change, like you might get a new job, or you might end up having kids and having to upgrade. And those are some of the considerations between pre-con and resale. With a resale, you're gonna get it right away. However, you're probably gonna have to pay a higher price than if you're buying pre-construction because, the buyer who originally bought that condo as a pre-con will have paid a lower price than it is now in market value, unless it's extraneous circumstances. Now, this leads to the topic of deposits. Most of the time, when you're purchasing a pre-construction condo, you're gonna have to put up a bigger deposit than when you buy resale. So with pre-construction, it's most likely going to be a 20% deposit. So on a $500,000 pre-construction condo, you're putting up $100K. But that will usually be split up by the builder, 4 to 5 payments of about like 5% each. So one payment at signing, another one at like 30 days, 60 days, 180 days, and maybe the last payment at occupancy. Whereas if you buy a resale condo, it's going to be like any other resale purchase. Your deposit will be much lower, so maybe 5 or 10% of the value. So what is that? If 10% is if 10% is 50K, it might be 25 to 50K for a 500K condo. So it's much lower for a resale. So what about assignments? Assignments are a special category when it comes to pre-construction condos. It can also apply for resale, but in most cases, you're gonna see this come up when you're looking at pre-construction. So if a buyer purchases a pre-construction contract and, it's gonna take 3 to 6 years to build, whatever, or even more with delays. And within that time, while it's under construction, something happens in their life or they decide they don't want it anymore. They want to get rid of this contract. They essentially want to sell this contract to somebody else. If they got a new job, if they lose their job, or they started a family and need a bigger place and this condo is just not going to work anymore. So that's what an assignment is. It's essentially the changing hands of the contract. And the special things to know about that is you're going to have to get your builder's approval. And sometimes your builder will give you one free assignment in the contract. Sometimes you'll have to pay a fee or a penalty, or sometimes in rare cases, they might not let you make an assignment at all. The most tricky thing when it comes to buying assignment is that so there's an assigner and assignee. So the assigner is the original buyer of the pre-construction condo. And when they want to assign their contract to another person, that new buyer is called the assignee. And the big consideration for assignees or people who want to buy assignments are that they need to put up a ton of cash. So remember I said that the original buyer had to put up 20% as a deposit. So if an assignee wants to take over this contract from the original buyer, the assigner, they're going to have to put up that $100K. Plus, if you think about it, the original buyer is going to want to make a profit on the sale. They're not going to want to sell it at cost or what they bought it for. So let's just say they purchased their contract at $500K. Now they want to make a profit of $50K and sell it at $550. That assignee is going to have to put up $100K to match their deposit, their original deposit, and $50K to pay for that profit that the original buyer wants to make. And then the last interesting thing when it comes to assignments is there is the topic of HST. So in normal cases, if you purchase a property in Ontario and you plan to live in it, you're not going to have to pay HST. There's an exemption. But now if you're selling it before living in it, it's considered flipping. So now HST is involved and there's an extra negotiation on who is going to pay for it, whether it's the assigner or the assignee. So that's it for today's short video on what's the difference between pre-construction and resale and assignment condos. I hope you found this helpful and valuable. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it below. I'll try my best to get to them. And I will see you next week.